Beijing, ancient capital, modern metropolis, the home of emperors, and the heart of a great cultural tradition. Beijing, old and sedate, young and dynamic, a modern open city on the fast track to reinventing itself. Beijing, where two worlds mingle. Being Beijing is experiencing the life, seeing the sights, sampling the culture. That's being Beijing.
Beijing is a cultural haven that's fast becoming one of the top international cities to be in. Join me as we get in on the action and explore the new in this ancient city. Welcome to Travelog. I'm Michelle Lean. Beijing is the new favored commercial hub for global corporations, and with the fast-paced changes and growth happening to this new kid on the block, every day feels like you're walking through a different city. Life moves quickly around here, so I've strapped on my walking shoes ready to join the 9 million people who live here on a trek through this urban jungle. It can get pretty crowded, but hey, I'd like to think the more the merrier. In this giant melting pot of old and new, where else would I start but at a place that combines the concrete with the grains of creativity? You can't always have the weather you anticipate. But when people come to Beijing looking for historical and cultural experience, they're never disappointed. So what most people aren't aware of is the other side of this ancient city, the side that rivals even the most cosmopolitan playground. Besides being the commercial center of the city, the Chaoyang district is also known for its artistic side. So we take a drive up north, and about 20 kilometers away from the corporate world, we arrive at a place that's more my speed, the 798 district, a once industrial area that is now home to artists. But more than just a gallery space, it's also the workplace of one of Beijing's favorite high-end fashion magazines. The place where page after page of this monthly publication is constructed before it hits the newsstands. From old military factories, 798 quickly became the art space it is today, but only because of the creative types that set up home here, artists, designers, and creative offices. This place, it just smells of creativity. The iLook office is just one of the many office spaces in this area for the artistically inclined. Off we go in search of more. 798 is Beijing's version of New York Soho, a place that brings together contemporary art, architecture, and culture set in Bauhaus-style spaces. I've noticed that a lot of the art here draws its influence from the Cultural Revolution. But there's more to 798 than art inspired by the Cultural Revolution. Installations, paintings, life-size mesh-wired molds of human forms. You'll see different mediums splashed across different galleries. So take your time and explore. But don't just limit yourself to 798. There's a lively art scene spread across the whole of Beijing. Entry to most of the galleries is free, but there is a chance that your wallet may come out a tad lighter for your purchases. For now though, I think I'll just settle for the postcard version. The postcards retail from 5 to 15 RMB, and that's not a lot to spend for a miniature print version and a whole lot of inspiration. There's nothing like being outside on a rainy day. Wonder if he needs a little shade too. Well, I certainly do. Off to another gallery we go. Architecture and purses don't normally have much in common. But when there are skyscraper-sized bags in sight, women will always flock to them. your eyes away from the artwork to the ceilings of the gallery, you'll see that on its own, the space itself is art. In the Bauhaus style, form follows function, and as a result, you'll have large indoor spaces designed to let the maximum amount of natural light in. It's an ideal choice for an art space. Many photographers have chosen 798 as the space to display their works. You'll see black and white and colored prints placed strategically on the brick white walls. The contrast is just spectacular. Internationally acclaimed photojournalist Marc Ribot even has a gallery here. Since 1957, the French photographer has spent many years documenting the life and changes in China and capturing some of the most important moments in Chinese history. If you want a glimpse of the history of the city, a walk through his gallery will give you an insight that rivals even most history books. I love his photos. A signed print can cost anywhere from 10 to 20,000 RMB, and I think it's worth every penny. Walking around 798, you'll see charming old fixtures and fittings, the remains of its military factory. Most of it is closed off, but you can always take a sneak peek. You'll be spoilt for choice with the number of galleries you can visit, so if you're an art buff, I suggest you spend an entire day here, or two if you like. Walking around 798 just makes me want to pick up a paintbrush, pick up some clay, and just create. Right next to 798, you'll find the Industrial Park 751. That's now being used as an event space. With a backdrop of heavy machining and steel, it's been the scene of some of the most highly publicized events in the city. To get to 798 or 751, take bus 915, 918, or 934 from Dongzhimen Station to Dashanzi, then head north to Jiaoshanqiao Loop, stopping at the second pedestrian overpass. There, look out for two orange-pink apartments on the east side of the road. You'll see a really small security entrance, but there will be a sign marking the way in. While most of the galleries close before 6 p.m., the art district remains open until 9. Most people don't even think about coming to 798 once the galleries are closed, but it's the only time where you'll feel the ghosts of the industrial past and the inspiration of a new age art space.